Well, I brought something up in the room so you guys could see this.
Those are nice. Those look good.
This is from Red Chia 1080, and he said I ate, because that on our food you do parentheses I ate, and then you write the first time you tried something. So this is his first time making chicken tenders and fries.
Homemade. Okay, they look good. He did a good job. If these are really homemade, I mean,
too much parsley. But
he went crazy. I was just thinking he went nuts with the parsley.
He did. He put it in the ketchup.
Yeah,
it's just like glitter food. He's just putting it on it like it's glitter.
He just grabbed a handful and just like threw it on top of the plate. He sort of, I guess he probably saw it on like a Food Network thing or something, or like some photograph, and he thought, oh, okay, that's like a nice garnish. But yeah, he overdid it. But it does look good. We have to admit, it looks like he did a good job on the chicken fingers and the fries.
And fries are hard to do. It's hard to do a good home fry. You gotta usually double, I mean, seems to me that this person has a deep fryer, or at minimum an air fryer. Though, this person who's made these.
Some of the comments on this were not as glowing as maybe we had been. And please help me. 01 was the first one to say, looks like you put Raising Cane's on a glass plate and sprinkled dry parsley on it. So
kind of, yeah, he's kind of right.
Wait, what? Raisin Cane's?
Yeah, that's a place here that has really good bread.
A fast food chicken finger restaurant.
Yeah,
basically.
Oh, I see. Okay, but I mean, that's not that much of an insult, though. Do you know what I mean? To be like, you homemade and you made them like a restaurant, like a really popular restaurant. Like it's not like it's a gourmet meal. It's chicken fingers. You kind of want to make them like that.
I think it is on our food, though.
I wouldn't trust Redditors with any kind of food-based, expertise.
Yeah.
Really, Redditors are great at making rules for each other and not much else.
Well, that helps a lot when we're talking about guys, though, because that's one of the big thing about being a guy, like part of a guy community, is you just make all kind of rules for how you're able to be a guy.
Well, It's Rigged, which is a Reddit guy with the little Reddit guy has a MAGA hat on, I think. It says, It's Rigged. He goes, I'm not a foodie. But any adult,
you're the wrong place.
Yeah, buddy.
He
took a wrong turn somewhere.
He goes, I'm not a foodie, but any adult who orders chicken tenders at restaurants should be embarrassed. And he got downvoted 15 times. Which makes me like him.
Yeah, I mean, that's
really funny, that idea of a bunch of people like me, a bunch of manlets out there who like,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Like,
bullshit, you can't say that shit.
Excuse me?
It's food.
Embarrassed for what? For fucking enjoying fucking chicken at a restaurant? Downvote. Log into my other account. Downvote.
Everybody's hot under the collar. Well, a guy goes, why? And It's Rigged responds and says, because you're a grown adult eating chicken tenders. Do you want the chef to cut it into dinosaur shapes? Are you too picky for flavors? Did your parents fail to make you eat vegetables? Are the other things you eat buttered noodles and soft cookies? Did your teeth grow in?
Hey, stop. That classic meme that stop, he's already dead, like just leave the guy alone. You made your point. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. Okay,
you're not gonna convince anyone on Reddit food to stop eating chicken fingers. It's just a futile exercise. As much as I agree with what he's saying, it is a pointless thing to do.
If you only listen, I eat normal foods too, though. In my defense, do you know what I mean? Like I eat normal adult foods as well. I don't only eat baby foods like chicken.
When I
fingers.
eat a salad, I brag so hard.
I
tell everybody.
Salad.
I ate a salad today.
Oh, I don't know of too many babies who eat a little thing called sushi. Ever heard of it? Yeah, that's right.
Well, I like this line that he says, did your teeth grow in crooked for eating like a subhuman?
Wow, okay.
There's a whole world of options out there, and you opt for something from the freezer. We got to rebuild shame in our society.
Wait a second.
That's what we need to do. The first step to fixing society. More shame.
We need more. People aren't feeling enough shame nowadays. I've noticed, at least personally, I barely ever feel it anymore. It's fucking brutal. But who's taking chicken? Listen, you don't take them out of the freezer. Presumably, if you're ordering them at a restaurant, a lot of the times they're making them in-house. They're breading up a chicken breast, and they are, they're doing it right there. Like, I don't understand what they mean. Like,
Most of the time, they are actually not doing that.
Taking that sucker out of the freezer.
No, you guys have
done 3
so you guys
ago.
so you guys are
little plastic bags and have
you guys are showing how fucking stupid you are right now. You're showing how ignorant you are about food and you're showing that you're not foodies because anybody with a palate, like mine, can tell the difference between a frozen chicken finger and a in-house made. And of course, if you're a foodie like me, you're asking the server, do you make
chicken fingers in house? Make them in house? Excuse me. Hi, sorry, yeah. In the house?
Branson,
you have to go ask? Okay.
Branson, I've actually asked that before. I'm not even joking.
What's your chicken fingers list? What kind of chicken fingers do you have? From what
chicken
cuts and what breading?
Are they frozen or do you guys like do them in-house?
Marinate them in buttermilk overnight and then bread them and let them sit in the container and then you fry them, I presume. You could go ask the chef. What's his name? Blade? Can you go ask Blade how he makes his chicken fingers?
One of the things I'm going to do eventually is the tattooed chef, like as an episode, because those guys they'll get like bacon tattooed on their knuckles and shit. Think Union 8992 said, not gonna lie, those chicken strips look dried out. You're going to need more sauce with that. Not me. Thanks.
We're getting cocky about the chicken fingers. Yeah. Come on. You cannot be like, well, what's wrong with it? And then get cocky like it's fucking red wine you're judging. Come on, guy.
Yeah. Well, this person goes so basic yet so enjoyable. Can never go wrong with tenders and fries. It's always nice when you get a little tub of sauce on the side too. So this guy responds and goes,
it's always nice when you get a little like he's acting like sometimes as a treat they'll give you a little sauce to dip them in. That's a big part of chicken tenders. You always have sauce.
That's the biggest part of chicken tenders.
For a lot of people,
nothing.
Ariel, my girlfriend, she sometimes eats them with no sauce. I will say that.
She raw dogs the chicken finger? That's insane.
Well, I don't say it like I would not say that about my pregnant girlfriend. But yeah, she does for all intents and purposes. Yeah.
Well, Ambulance Chaser 12 does say that looks like barbecue sauce, which I wouldn't be such a fan of for chicken tenders. I would do honey mustard for the tendies and ketchup for the fries. So
that's cool. So I'm not really sure about the different. That's why they have different sauces that you choose from, because different people have different opinions. Some people like what's the other one? Plum sauce,
honey mustard.
He said that one, but there's other ones as well. There's a couple, maybe ranch, perhaps every now and then.
I'm a ranch guy.
Yeah, well, who doesn't love ranch foodies? But
I'm a barbecue sauce or honey mustard. Often, honey mustard is my go-to dip for chicken tenders.
Well, Green Inferno did say, when I was a teenager, I judged people who ate chicken strips when they went out. I've since matured and realized simplicity and classics done well have a lot of value. You can't look godly, you need honey mustard.
I think since Americans are just in general raised on eating a lot of fried food, a lot of fries, a lot of stuff like this. I think what happens is a lot of nerds just eat the most generic stuff, the easily palatable stuff. And then they hit 32 or something. And then they're like, well, my stomach, I'm constantly taking 7 shits a day. Yeah. I'm getting older. I don't know if I can keep up eating like this. And then they get a little cocky and be like, well, I don't know if you could eat chicken. It's because you can't eat fucking fried food for every meal every fucking day.
Every meal when I was growing up was that it was either fried stuff. There was never vegetables.
Brown meal. That's what I call a brown meal. You have a brown meal most of the time. You're gonna have a rough night.
And I'm lucky. Nobody really in America, at least. You don't get taught how to cook by it's not even a thing that's considered. Yeah, when you're in school, where they would be like, maybe I'll teach them some of the basics of even just browning hamburger.
I think I learned how to cook in high school or whatever, and I live in Canada, of course, but I don't know that it's that much different. But I did when I grew up. I definitely had meals with vegetables, normal meals.
Yeah, your palate. We had vegetables,
corn, canned corn. That was the big vegetable.
Exactly. I would have like broccoli and Brussels sprouts and
we didn't like
salads.
Nope, not in Missouri. Get that shit out of here. We eat corn from the can. We put butter on it too. We don't give a fuck.
That's my apologies. Yeah, no, I live in Vancouver, soy Couver. So I mean, I like all kinds of. You guys ever heard of edamame beans? Yeah, basically.
Basically, Turakamu says I used to judge people. Quote after the last guy, he goes demands a certain sauce. So he's mad because.
The guy's a hypocrite. How dare you?
He is a hypocrite. He wants a sauce. And Green Inferno replies and says, I fail to see the correlation, to which he gets a response that says, you used to look down upon people, but after a while you realize that chicken tastes good. And who are you to blame? But you still require honey mustard, the little funny being that while you used to do the thing, you still do it. So I don't know what that guy's talking about, but
no, we're like out of our element here. He's doing Reddit or Quora or whatever. He's like doing it properly. You know what I mean? He's like squabbling and just like, seeking out conflict over nothing and just arguing semantics, arguing just nonsense. That's what's happening right now, you know?
Well, the final comment here from Cody Northrup is the green looks good for contrast, but I'm a bit surprised that they added parsley. Looks like they were just trying to make a kid's meal look like an adult meal. Adding it to the ketchup was a bit of a weird one, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that person nailed it. I think trying to make a sort of a kid meal look more adult with the garnish. You're not fooling anybody.
You gotta get some microgreens if you want to do that correctly nowadays. Yes, maybe some edible flowers on that motherfucker.
Yeah,
maybe a sauce you drizzle around the pan
but not barbecue. So you don't want to. You don't want to do barbecue sauce.
You gotta do a coulis or an aioli, which is not mayo. It's something fancier.
Yeah, I hate aioli.
And me too. I don't like mayonnaise either, though. So, what do you think of the term foodie? Was asked in Reddit, and he goes, I personally think 99% of self-proclaimed quote foodies are douchebags when it comes to talking about food. But what do I know? I just cook for a living, and they pay my wages.
Oh, what do I know? I'm only the biggest expert on this in the whole world. And I basically fucking support an entire family only based on my knowledge about this.
You can tell this guy is a line cook because he talks like a fucking line cook, because that's how every fucking line cook I know talks. Well, I guess that's bullshit. Like just immediate overreaction.
Yeah. So mad.
Just angry guy. They're used to immediately going to 10 because they work in an area that's just hell. It's hot and it's loud and they just scream fuck all the time.
Behind you.
My sister is a chef, and like, first of all, the thing I know is that they don't like any food at any restaurant except for the one they work at. Every place else is gross, and they know everybody else and why things are gross. But this guy goes, but that doesn't mean I want to talk food with them. I'm really, quote, I'm just really into kosher salt right now. So he's kind of goofing on them for.
Yeah, can you imagine someone said that? That would be like
what a piece of shit. You
I'm
know
into
what?
kosher salt.
I'd fucking kill him.
Yeah, I'd shoot
How
him
dare
dead.
they?
I'd shoot him dead if they tried to bring that up to me.
We're not going to sit around and talk about salt. So somebody does. First he goes, I'm not defending the foodie label, which he then goes on to do.
I like it that they're all talking like they're a PR like crisis team. Like, I'm not like, you don't have to be here. You don't have to be talking at all.
Yeah, you just go eat the food.
Like you're trying to prevent getting canceled by saying like, I think foodies are fine.
Yeah,
I'm just a small town food lawyer. What could I?
Well, this is such a funny. He goes, I'm not defending the foodie label, but not everyone likes to eat. I have several friends who just eat to live, but don't care what it is or what it tastes like. Me on the other.
Vince McMahon. Hello, Vince McMahon famously never ever thought about any of the food he ate, doesn't care, only considers it as fuel for his body. And so he eats like plain chicken breast and turkey breast and stuff like that, just like a bizarre guy.
Yeah, he is a very weird guy. I love a finely crafted meal where every detail has been left unattended. I can taste the different herbs and textures, etc., etc.
Now he's jacking off.
He's really, it's edible art. does that make me a foodie?
Yes.
I think I'm gonna say
yeah.
I think that makes you're skipping straight to gourmand.
Yeah, you're a gourmand. Okay, Branson.
If you chubbing up when you're describing a sauce, you're a gourmand, man.
Branson is really trying to make gourmand happen.
Lovely word. Lovely word.
At the end of this
food, it's what foodie used to be in like the 80s and 90s. You'd be a gourmand.
You used to, in order to call yourself a gourmand, you used to have to be able to have your belly bust one of the buttons of your suit as you were sitting down eating.
Yeah.
You must have like a cummerbund that busts. That you have to at least be 300 pounds.
Nowadays.
That's the requirements to be gourmand. Now they let anyone be a foodie.
Foodie is like foodie. You're like, oh, yeah, okay. So your shirt is just completely buttoned up.
Well, he does mention this. He does say, does that make me a foodie? Fuck if I know or care. It's just a term that people have heard that describes the thing they like. Does gourmand sound any less pretentious?
Yes.
Or I'm a level 20 eater with a napkin of cleanliness that gives me the ability to wipe my own mouth on successive chews. How about if someone comes into your restaurant and calls themselves a foodie or whatever, and you take that as a compliment that that people who think they know food or may not be pretentious douchebags are frequenting your restaurant in an economy when dining out is rarer and rarer. I know it's easy to hate on people who make your job harder, but then again, I assume you aren't the fry cook at McDonald's. Fine dining is hard work. Hell, regular dining is hard work. Okay, now I got to get down from my high horse. So.
I'm not really like getting a good foothold into a lot of these comments.
I don't like these guys.
I'm not even that I don't like them. I guess I probably don't. I don't really necessarily know what their arguments are. I'm kind of getting confused by them, like what side they even fall on, what they're even talking about at all.
I think they are what a outsider person would call a foodie.
But what is this guy talking about in this post?
He's going on a Maddox style rant. I think what I'm hearing here is a guy who's somewhere between like 33 and 40 years old who grew up reading the Maddox rants, the Tucker Max style internet age, and is really kind of like those guys love ranting, and they can't say anything in 2 sentences. They need 3 paragraphs to build some point, and they need to say like whatever fuck sauce, or they need to have some sort of
what is the point he's making?
He's mad that the guy in the original thing is saying, I work at a restaurant and what do I know about food? These foodies come in and they act like they know everything, which if you work at a restaurant,
I see.
Probably really fucking annoying.
And so he's just saying like, hey, you should appreciate these people or whatever. He's like sticking up for the foodies.
Yes. Well, Happy Badger said, judging someone else's passion makes you look like a tool. If I wouldn't chide somebody for loving sport or
chived.
No, not the chive, Chris.
Oh, sorry.
We're waiting for my coin still. It's 2 more months.
What day is it today? Well, we shouldn't say because we record earlier, but there's just that's Pastafarians.
Yeah, we're not very
Pastafarians have they have a different holiday every day, Branson. So we check in on them on the bonus episodes. There's some pretty cool ones, like obviously made up excuse day and stuff like that. Like it's very funny.
They're gonna wear those religions down. They're gonna win. They just gotta keep doing that.
Yeah, honestly, religions are basically I haven't heard much from them lately.
They're done. I think it's over for religion.
Here comes some funny foodie stuff here. Any given dish has a wealth of different sides, from the chemistry of it to the history of it to the aesthetic presentation and flavor design. And if I love spices because I love the thousands of years of history surrounding them, when it's very telling of anyone who says, LOL, y'all like Burger King or whatever, shut up. When I make a point of choosing particular variants of paprika for particular properties, this guy sucks. If you don't want to talk to foodies, don't talk to foodies. It's amazing what one can accomplish when they aren't making pointless enemies of people who like different things. I hate that guy.
Let people enjoy things. He's just basically, he's like, that's his whole thing, and let people enjoy things is what they're
you're
saying.
wrong. Don't yell at me.
Yeah, and just because I like to use different types of paprikas. Listen, you do whatever you want to do, but if you're going to act so stupid like that, some people are going to laugh at you for it or like make fun of you about it. Like I recognize people will make fun of me about like being so into sports or whatever, you know, like, and like people do, they make fun of like, you know, like Ariel sometimes will like poke fun at me about like, you know, how passionate I get about sports or whatever. It just comes with the territory. People are going to make fun of it a little bit.
Some people goof on me for watching wrestling. They think
nobody makes fun of me for anything.
Well, you're a big guy.
Thank you.
I mean, you're 6'8" or something. I mean, who's going to make fun of you for anything? I mean,
well, online.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But and by the way, Brian, I want to clarify, the thing people make funny about is the Legos. It's not the rest. It's the Legos that people make.
Though that's actually fucking stupid. Like it's pointless to make fun of the Legos because it's an adult activity.
Okay, listen, we're not going to get into it again, but
18 and up, baby, 18 and up. I only
and
do
of course, a little while ago,
2,000.
somebody sent us a tweet a while back of their child putting together an 18+ Lego set.
But it was
so it shouldn't be allowed.
Piece. Yeah, one, it's bad parenting because the kids shouldn't be putting together such complicated.
It was just a White House. It wasn't like inappropriate. It wasn't like inappropriate. You know, it didn't have adult.
It's got a little poster that you clip on the inside of the lighthouse that has a little naked Lego lady.
No, it's a White House. The White House.
I have the White
1600
right
Pennsylvania Avenue. The
White
House.
Okay. Then yeah, they definitely have like a weird naked lady that you can slide under in the Lincoln bedroom or something.
I mean, if they had that, Brian would have bought the set.
It's a 1,400 piece set though, which is barely any pieces.